Hey, Leta, welcome to another Leta's Tap Styles and My Autistic Life on Tap Tuesday. So, here's what I wanted to talk about today. We are not at the position to completely go public with some stuff, but for those of you who have listened to the podcast for a while and know the background of the podcast, Leta started a nonprofit dance studio here in Colorado Springs for autistic dancers. You're like, yay, we're hearing this over and over again. The teenager is bored with hearing this. She will be hearing this till the day she dies. Go ahead, say you're bored.
I'm just saying.
This is going to be on
Thanks,
your
y'all
tombstone.
doing it.
When you die, your obituary is going to read, member of Emmy-nominated Chloe Arnold's Soul Talk and founder of Autistic Wings Dance Company.
Or we could just take the last part out and go on with life.
Speaking of going on with life, can we give the first of the year update on the studio?
I wasn't stopping you.
No, you were just being a teenager.
What?
Anywho's, go on now. Okay, so anywho's, you started it because you were kind of being, depending on who's looking at the situation, you say you were being bullied on purpose. I think it was just that dance teachers do not know enough about autism and they saw autism as something else. They didn't see all the extra stuff, like the number of dance teachers you had that did not understand. I honestly do not believe they were meaning to on the silent seizures. I think they just were not informed. And anytime you and I try, well, not you, you were not necessarily at the point of explaining.
What do you mean not at the point of explaining? I just wasn't doing that. I was just not gonna even try to do that.
Some of your silent seizures happened before you were really vocal, like putting actual sentences together. But even then, it's kind of hard to say, hi, I'm having a silent seizure in the middle of a seizure, if you think about it. Teachers would come out of class and go, listen, Leta just was not paying attention. No matter what I said, she seemed to have zoned out today. And I'm like, oh, like she was having a seizure. The simple things like looking people in the eye, blah, 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 all the stuff that comes with autism that they just thought you were being disrespectful. I was being a jerky mother who's been doing this for way too long myself, going, no, you just don't understand what autism is. The teachers who thought it meant you were incapable of learning, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so.
Wait a minute. They thought I was incapable of learning when they couldn't even say my ding-dang name right? Why are you calling me Leah? Why?
The same teachers who could not, for the life of them, figure out what your name, like how to pronounce your name, convinced you were incapable of learning choreography.
They also couldn't say Virginia. Like, what do you mean you can't say Virginia? There is a state called Virginia. What do you mean?
Anyway, so long story short, you and I both got fed up at the exact same time. You were already fed up. I got fed up at the exact same time. Like the stars aligned, and I know you were fed up. The thing was, I needed to get to that fed up too. We decided we were founding a nonprofit dance studio because, you work with Chloe Arnold, you work on Soul Talk, you work on all that stuff. And then you'd come back and your teachers would be like, well, you're never going to take master class from Chloe Arnold. And I could see it in your eyes. You're like, I don't want to take master class from Chloe Arnold. I have to deal with her at rehearsals. I'm not saying you don't love Miss Chloe, but you're like, and she is different at master classes. She's really nice at master classes.
I mean, at master classes, she uses such thing as English, and everywhere else she does not.
For people who don't understand the high-end tap world, the high-end choreography, the professional tap world, you guys do not
get English for moves. You just get. See it? Do it. No English. Do it.
Sometimes it's not even like just do it from seeing it. Sometimes it's like, I need you to go ba-da-da-da-dun-dun.
Do it. You should know what I'm saying. Do it. I don't care if I'm not saying English to random 8-year-olds.
Then you go into master classes with like Chloe or anyone you work with professionally, and instead
sorry. You couldn't do this nice leisurely pleasure of actually telling me what I'm doing when we're doing rehearsals?
You don't know,
if I said that to their faces, I would be dead, and I like being alive.
Yeah, but also you don't necessarily, because you've grown up in that world. You've grown up getting ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, and knowing what ba-da-da-da-da-da means. When you go into a dance studio and they're like, give me a ball chain, and you're like, could you please put that into something with, rhythms? Because I don't know what a ball chain is. And then your teachers would be like, she doesn't know what a ball chain is. And I'm like,
sorry, it's not my fault. I'm the only one here doing actual thing called dance and dancing. You freaking dance teachers that seem to just be relaxing there on the chair was freaking. Why are you on vacation? Because it seems like it.
We came up with the idea for Autistic Wings in 2023. Now, oh my gosh, it's starting to be years now. And in 2024, incorporated, got the board together, all that. September of 2024, we opened the studio. It was a long first semester with no one showing up. And finally the news showed up and we went from no one to, OMG, we have outgrown our space. And we've been trying to fundraise into a bigger studio. Unfortunately, due to what happened with losing our studio space, we're going into pretty much the same size studio. Good news is it's our studio. We get to make the decisions on scheduling. We are going to get to add classes almost instantly. Yay. I'm sure our teenage staff is thrilled about the fact they're going to be making more money. We're going to be able to get that pre-professional program going in the fall because we will have 2 studio spaces. But there's a minor problem with the space. Is there not, Leta? What's the minor problem I'm thinking of? It's an empty storefront and warehouse, and we have none of the dance gear we would need. We do not have flooring. We do not have bars. We do not have mirrors.
The back's just like, we were gonna do it. Seconds in. Okay, we are done for life now. Bye.
But because of that, I started putting together, and this is going to shock people because this is going in a really weird direction. We've started putting together an Amazon wish list with things like, hey, we need flooring. Here's the flooring. Hey, we are going to need mirrors. Here's the mirrors we're liking. Hey, we're going to need soundproofing. Here's the soundproof we're looking at. And I let you teenagers put some of your own personal things on there.
That's what they're saying, little bells that won't make my shoes smell like hell. Because I would really like to not die every time I open my bag.
You guys live at the studio, and a couple of our teenagers, well, since this is our studio space, you guys live at the studio, you live in your dance shoes. Your dance shoe smells like garbage. There are sneakers, odor buster balls you can go buy. I'm like, hey, we're a nonprofit. Let's put this on here for all of our dancers. And I have had people, they understand the bars, they understand the mirrors, they understand the flooring, and then they're like, oh, well, I mean, they must be really autistic if they want these things to deodorize their shoes. And I'm sitting there going, go ahead.
I'm sorry, do you want me to just bag on my pit bull's toots and just throw that in your face? Because that's what happens every time I open my dang that bag. Do you want me to just grab my pit bull's toots, figure out how to put them in freaking have a little balloon and just throw it in your face? And hopefully it goes pop in your face. Because ding dang, I keep almost dying every time I open my bag. Gosh darn, I have self-awareness, and like you people apparently have self-awareness and they'll still stink.
I think there's a gap here because Autistic Wings is training kids to actually dance. We have recreational dance. We have plain old boring creative movement dance. We have dance for kids who are not wanting to go pro. And then we've got a core group of y'all who are like, I want to go work as a background dancer. I want to go work on cruise lines. I want to go work on Broadway. I want to do concert tours across the country as a tap dancer. Let's put a pin in that and come back. But y'all are living in your shoes. Y'all don't take off your shoes until it's after class, but you guys can put 3, 4, 5, 6 hours in a row in those shoes. And because these are nice little bitty baby steps, and I'm not saying the babies don't do a lot of work, but 45 minutes learning how to plie is different than 6 hours on your points.
Yes, and those also stink. Because apparently the shoes are sore smelling. I don't know why.
That's my thing, is I think that's where the disconnect's coming is I think a lot of people are looking and going, well, it's not like they're putting in the same work as their neurotypical counterparts in dance.
I'm sorry, my neurotypical counterpart. I'm sorry, what is that? I'm sorry, what? What? I have let
the dancers who claim they're neurotypical.
What did, those, you mean the ones that are themselves? And especially,
or maybe neurotypical dancers, but here's the thing. Most dancers who are training and training hard are just like any other athlete. And I mean, this goes across the board, but most of the people we're talking to aren't even dancers going, well, I mean, why do you need sneaker busters? Probably because when you guys get done, you guys take off your shoes and it's like any pro athlete locker room, it smells.
You know what? How about we just take a skunk? We take the skunk. We go, yeah, spray them. Actually, can you train a skunk how to spray people? That would be fun. Or would that count as animal abuse? I don't know. Would it be animal abuse to train
Skunks who
skunk
are
to learn how?
owned as pets are scented.
No, I'm not talking about a pet. I'm talking about a working line skunk. I'm talking about working skunk whose job is literally just to spray people who are friggin' idiots. I'm talking about working skunk here. I'm talking about a skunk with a job here. What do you mean by pet? I'm talking about job skunk here.
Like, instead of a guard dog, we're going to create a
Guard
guard skunk.
To
the issues at hand.
I'm talking about
To the issues at hand. Like, seriously, the teens came up with this list. They want to feel, studio is a dance home for everyone. We're wanting to expand, hopefully, by this fall. I think we're going to, if the space next to ours is still open, we're going to be like, hi, can we have that too, so that you guys have your own room? But your shoes smell. And part of it is autistic dancers hate socks. Dear parents, do not force your kids to wear socks. There is no reason for them to wear socks. Just get sneaker scent busters. It works. But the amount of neurotypical parents who are like, my child must do this because I saw this somewhere. And I'm like, would you please tell me who you saw wearing socks? Just anyone in the tap world who is wearing socks and is not wearing no-shows. Because I do know people who wear no-show socks. But most of them, unless they're in a specific performance that requires the socks, you see them going, what socks? I wear no socks, right, Leta? You're nodding your head. But like that, and then you guys are at studio, you and one of our other teenagers, you're at studio all day Saturday. You get there about 9:45, coffees in hand, and you guys are done about 4:00 p.m. and you've got 15, 20, 30-minute breaks in between classes. And we put on there that we need 2 bean bags. And people were like, oh, well, why would the teachers need a place to relax?
I'm sorry, what? Teachers, what? I'm sorry, what? Sorry, what do they think? Children are robots? Am I suddenly a robot now? I'm questioning whether or not I am robot now. Am I suddenly AI now? Am I AI now? Am I AI now? I'm feeling like I might be AI now. Am I AI?
No. But the statement I got from people was, well, if the teens need somewhere to relax, then are they really mature enough to be teaching? And I'm like, well, the adult staff at most dance studios have like a lounge or something. And if the teenagers want beanbags, I'm not really sure that the reason the adults aren't on the beanbags isn't because we're probably too old with our knees and everything to get up.
And don't forget those teachers at the studios are usually eating food in front of the children who aren't allowed snacks while eating a snack in front of the starving children.
In most studios' defenses, I have put together the schedule so that you guys have time to breathe in between classes. Most studios, it's back to back to back. So as soon as a dance teacher is out of like Jazz 1, they're going straight into Jazz 2. They're going into hip hop. And I have even said, y'all have to give me the teenagers who are in high school, you're homeschooled, it doesn't matter. I have said, I need to know when you're getting out of school. And everyone's like, well, I can be teaching in an hour. And I'm like, or hear me out.
I'm not the other adults who keep telling you can push yourself because you're young. We don't develop bad mental habits and don't have bad mental health and have, I don't know, decent mental health from when you were like, I don't know, 2? Pretty sure everybody just has good mental health at 2 and just dead slowly withers. Dies. 2-year-olds.
So that is one of the reasons that you need the beanbags, because people are like, oh, well, they're not going to need them because they're not going to be taking a break in between classes.
I'm sorry, I thought all these adults keep saying that people need good mental health and good mental health is a necessity. Except if you're a child, then F that, and F you, just fuck the child. That doesn't need good mental health. Only the adults need good mental health.
No, but yeah, no, that's one of the things, like the beanbags, because we're going to have like a staff lounge area where, the teenagers can relax. We need places. We are starting from scratch without assuming we were, and we're going to need places for the parents to sit and wait for the kids, like sofas and everything. So why don't we have places for the teens to sit in between while they're, eating lunch?
Oh, Mom, you don't understand. Children aren't humans compared to the rest of adults. Children are just little machines that people birth. Children are not not human beings. Children are just random little robots that you can make, including bad mental health. And when they're adults, you go, "Hi, you are finally human now, and now you need good mental health." And we obviously don't know where all this bad mental health came from, even though when you were tiny and obviously human because you came out of a human, we wouldn't know you are not human because you are not an adult. So therefore, you are not human. So therefore, you have no goddamn rights to mental health.
Teenager slash autism equals no filter.
Slash rights.
I mean, you're right. I'm not disagreeing with you. But so most dance teachers also are not doing good for them. They're sitting there telling you, like you said, you need to do X, Y, Z. But on the other hand, this is where issues come in of them eating in class because they have to eat in class because no one decided to set the schedule where they have breaks.
Children must starve because they are not human, because they are not adults. So therefore, they are not humans and they have no life, so they have no rights. Because they are not adults.
The statement is usually that you guys can figure out how to make it work. But if you think about it, most dance studios have like 1 or 2 restroom stalls. And you guys have 2 or 3 dance studios inside the actual studio itself. And you have to get everyone through those restroom stalls, including the babies, in, 10 minutes in between classes. And people are changing in there because they've come from school. And so they need to change. And you can't just change in the waiting room because there's dads there and everything. And you can't change at school because schools don't let you get changed into your stuff. And you can't change into leotards anyways. And you don't want to wear a leotard all day because that would be a pain in the butt for school. And they're just not well designed. The schedules are not well designed. They're designed for what needs to happen, not what is capable of happening, which causes everyone to be super stressed. Kids are not getting hydrated. They're not going to the restroom. Then the teachers are like, why are kids acting this way? And we're over here at Autistic Wings going, hello, I have created a schedule.
You're teaching them bad mental health. Because apparently only adults get treated as good mental health. And then you go, why are you adult and have bad mental health? And it's like, why?
Here's one of the things. Because Autistic Wings is a nonprofit, I can go ask our donors to do what is best for our dancers that just also happens to be best for keeping our staff mentally sane. Like having 1 class per hour in each studio. Absolutely, totally. When you talk about it, going, yeah, the staff needs time to go to the restroom, grab a drink, and grab a snack real quick. Everyone goes, oh my gosh, that seems like that would just be common sense. And I'm like, no, this is over here in our autistic world. And I've been talking to people who are like, and why is that not common sense? And I'm like, because see, I don't know.
Humans are stupid. Also, apparently the whole thing of nature going, try to keep the tiny thing alive just gets thrown out the window when it comes to humans. It's like, no, the older things need to stay alive. The tiny things have to just die.
But also on the whole thing, I mean, it's as simple as like, we're going to need Marley on the floor. I think it's like $230. But on the other hand, when it comes to cleaning, we're going to clean it a specific way because one, that is what we're all walking around without shoes on. Let's be honest. All the staff is walking around without our shoes on. So we need to clean it so often, but we also need to clean it with sensitive cleaners so that our feet aren't like, excuse me, I'm hurt. On the other side, then I start talking to people outside the dance world in our little autistic community about this. And they're like, that's not common sense. Or like the dance mirrors. I need to put on the Amazon wish list before we put this up, cleaners for the mirrors, because I don't know why this seems to be not common sense within the traditional dance world, but little kids like to touch, lick, and kiss and put mouths on the mirrors. No matter what you do, mouths are going on the mirrors.
I mean, they're tiny and only like, I don't know how many seconds into life, but for the rest of us, it's like a good chunk of years into life. For them, it's like, I've been in life for 5 seconds, I know nothing.
Trying to explain to parents, because they're like, oh, I am so sorry, my 3-year-old.
I am so sorry. My child is acting like a child, and my child is being a child because it's a child. I'm so sorry that my child that's only been alive for 3 years and it said 3 seconds knows nothing about the world, even though it's been alive for only 3 years and within 3 seconds. Seriously, racial children think they've only been alive for 3 seconds when they're 3, 4 seconds when they're 4, 5 seconds when they're 5, and only gain the sense of you exist when they're 7. At least when I gain the ability of, oh, hey, I exist.
Positively right on that. And it is a thing we try to tell parents because they're like, oh my gosh, the kid is doing this. But then on the other hand, we have autistic dancers. We're going to need curtains over a curtain rod and curtains over the mirrors because sometimes mirrors can cause issues with stability for autistic dancers because of eye processing issues. And I said eye processing when I meant vision processing, but I mean, yeah.
Are you also starting to question the people who go to I should say sorry for my toddler being a toddler and my toddler should not act like a toddler? And are you also questioning if they're the people who also adopt a puppy, think a puppy's gonna act like a senior dog, and then they realize a puppy be's a puppy and acts like be a puppy, and then sends it to a shelter with trauma because these be a puppy, or these be a kitty, or these be a turtle. It's like babies? Seriously, I'm sorry to question if the world just dislikes babies and anything baby related and anything, yeah, they like baby, well, it's a baby! Seriously. We baby adults and yet we don't baby the babies even though they are babies and they should be the thing that are babies being baby, but yes.
Okay, so here's my thing I think happens is I think a lot of dance studios, while you get the most students are, bear with me, I think the problem is how dance studios view everything. Dancers you need to focus on are obviously your team, your company, your pre-professional program. And by time you are 16, 17, 18, you probably should know, theoretically speaking, as a neurotypical person, not as an autistic person. We are going to put a deal there, but none of our autistic kids on that end have this problem. It seems to all be babies, but you should know not to kiss the mirror. But you go into a traditional dance studio and they're acting like they've never seen a 3-year-old before. A lot of times the people who are in charge, not the people working in the preschool class, but the people who are in charge are like, why? They love babies. Everyone absolutely loves the babies. They're cute in their little tutus on stage, but they're like, they're kissing the mirror. You probably should go in and clean the mirrors so that you don't have so many germs floating around. Because the number one, ignoring the fact that Autistic Wings also, like, our parents call and go, we're so sorry, our kid has a cold. We feel they should stay home.
I mean, I would like your child alive, even though we're in the decades of hospitals. It can still die. I would like it alive.
Also, if your child has a cold or is sick or is throwing up or anything,
yeah, how about
please
we don't give it the bad mental health of let me work through sickness and just imply it should not work through sickness so it doesn't have such thing as bad mental health in the future and just install good mental health as it be child?
While I know, technically speaking, most people are going to be shedding the virus 72 24 hours before their first symptoms, especially with cold. You could still be shedding virus while actively having the sniffles and sneezing. So please stay home so you don't get the rest of us sick. But in traditional dance studios, this goes back to
bad mental health. You must have bad mental health as a child. And when we're going to question why you have bad mental health as an adult, even though we definitely did install it as a child. Well,
this goes back to...
I used English wrong.
This goes back to the differences between Autistic Wings and traditional studios, where when I talk to other people outside, they're like, but if you're sick, you should stay home.
No, we're talking about dance studios here. They like bad mental health. They literally like bad mental health.
It's not even just you would think we just came through COVID. We were all stuck inside for a long time.
No, humans are idiots.
Yeah, but you would think that this would be common sense now because you have so many people who went through that. And then we got back. And if you miss like 2 weeks at a traditional studio, you're out. That's not 2 weeks in a row. That's 2 weeks over the entire year. If you miss, rehearsal because you are deathly ill, you can lose your place in a company. And I get it. Everyone's like, well, this is what's going to happen when you go into the workforce. And I'm like, see, we just came through COVID. We just came through a pandemic.
I think this is why people are starting to go, let me just become a YouTuber because that job doesn't think I'm a robot. Because every other job thinks you're a robot. If you be a YouTuber, well, at least you can do such thing as be made out of flesh and blood.
And so there's the things like that. It's the mirrors. We're getting non-breakable mirrors because the kids are going to touch the mirrors. It's the fact that we're getting cleaners because we're going to clean stuff. And people are like, well, I mean, if your autistic kids can't handle being in a studio that hasn't been cleaned since George Washington was around.
No, it's that we badly don't want to die of the plague if it comes back around. Seriously, if the plague comes back around, all these other people are gonna die and we're gonna be alive and we're gonna go, oh, hey, rats, cute.
We live in the state of Colorado, and we usually have 1 to 2 cases of bubonic plague from prairie dogs every single year because people go up and they pet the prairie dogs that carry the plague, and then they're like, "Oops-a-daisy, I got the plague." But back to the you're laughing because it is true. People go and pet the prairie dogs whose fleas carry the plague, and then they're like shocked beyond
Wait,
shock.
I'm sorry,
that
the
they got the
prairie
plague.
dogs just let people give them free.
To the discussion. No, but I think that's one of the things with the wish list we're putting up is a lot of the stuff people are like, so why do you need this? Why do autistic people need this? And then I start talking within our community, and the question is not why do autistic people need it? It's like, I'm sorry, this isn't normal in the traditional neurotypical world. Did we all the whole idea of, hey, we're going to be walking barefoot because you can't, let's back up on the flooring. You cannot walk on Marley with street shoes or you are going to tear up the Marley, and Marley costs thousands of dollars. If we were going to sit for 20, 30, 40 years, we would put real Marley down, cost thousands of dollars to install, and it can take one person walking in with a pebble in their shoe to destroy a $10,000 dance floor. You know how much trouble you've heard adults get in for taking their street shoes onto a good piece of Marley. It's not good, which means all the staff is usually either in studio shoes or they're walking barefoot. And then you kind of want to clean the floor because if your little feetsies are on the floor, you want to clean it, especially, with other things. And it's just it's mind-boggling to me that when we go and we talk within the community, people are like, so then you're cleaning the thing you're walking barefooted on. And I'm like, that's actually not normal in the dance world. If you're lucky, your studio may clean once a year.
I think this is why studios are starting to shut down.
It's
I
more
blame
of
it on
an
the stomach flu.
it's more of an oversaturation of the market because people think running a dance studio is easy, kind of like people think being an influencer or a YouTuber is easy, but we'll put a pin in that and talk about that later. No, but some of the other things, like you've been in traditional studios, come showtime, come recital time, they block off the mirrors so you can't see what you're doing so that you can't so you have to learn your choreography and you're not seeing it, and you're not also like checking yourself instead of checking, knowing what you're doing.
You mean the sing Miss Chloe, Miss Maud, and all my mentors?
Here's what I'm saying is, at showtime so that they know your choreography, and so you're focused on doing the choreography versus like 4 weeks out from a show, 5 weeks out from a show, depending on the studio. Whatever your rehearsal studio is, that's when the mirrors go bye-bye.
Does mirrors flip everything? So if somebody was able to fix themselves in the mirror and fix up the choreography, I would applaud them because the mirrors flip everything and it confuses my brain.
Like you said, the mirror, like you 100% just said it, the mirrors confuse you. So why not, instead of coming out and tacking the stupid stuff over the mirrors every time we have a performance, why not just spend the freaking money to have that up there full time so you just pull the curtains across? Because it's always curtain material. It's always curtain material to block it. So why not just kind of pull it
How
across?
about just dark it the freaking ever more expensive medical bills? It's just, I don't know, have cheap curtain rods with the curtains. That's very easy to install. And not
for people who are not dancers, because there's not curtain rods in most studios to do this, what they do is they literally use tacks or...
That's the only time you don't say break a leg, because saying break a leg will make them literally break a leg.
The idea that I'm like, okay, well, we're going to put a rod in and we're going to have the curtains so that if we've got a dancer who can't do it, we can just pull the curtains in. And that way, when we're blocking,
we skip the medical bill.
So you may be blocking, FaZe may be blocking, our pre-pro program may be blocking at a totally different time than the babies are blocking. Because you guys have performances out in the real world. You guys have concerts. You guys have shows we're planning on doing now that we're getting it together. So when you block at a studio, you are blocking for everyone who uses that studio, which means the babies are getting blocked 3 or 4 times a year with teachers who have planned looking at yourself in the mirror as part of their studio stuff. And you're like, minor issue here. once more, the fact that the autistic people are like, hey, why don't we just get curtains where we could pull them open and shut, should not be the case. We should not be the ones. Because when I talk to anyone in the autistic world, they're like, well, that makes sense. And then I talk to people in the non-autistic world, and they're like, well, I mean, why would you do that? The babies just need to learn how to use the mirror through the curtains.
I'm sorry, they suddenly Superman? They suddenly have X-ray vision now? I'm sorry, they suddenly super spider bat what? I could go down a whole
mean,
list.
that's fine.
I know they ain't X-Men, because if they were X-Men, they would have a tiny little X. And they don't have a tiny little X, so therefore they aren't X-Men.
Case in point. And I mean, since we finally got our own studio space, we are probably going to put together our musical theater department, or at least start putting in musical theater classes. Woohoo! But then once more, you're going to have the musical theater gang is going to be blocking at a totally different time than the pre-performing group. And the pre-performing commercial guys are blocking at a totally different time than pre-ballet guys, who are blocking at a totally different time than the background backup dancers are going to be blocking. And you've got like multiple different block schedules. And yeah, just curtain rod and curtains. It's not the end of the world, people. And it's mind-boggling that neurotypical people are like, well, I mean, why do you need this? Well, because honestly, it would probably help you in your neurotypical life.
Well, plus side, at least we definitely know who invented fire. Ain't them? Oh, and fire safety rules.
That's another thing, is the space, and we'll talk about this more once we actually get it. There's some stuff on the Amazon wish list that are safety issues we need to address.
Elopement alarms, so we don't have tiny roadkill babies. Because that would be bad and sad and disturbing.
We are back away from. Let me start again. The studio itself, the building we are in, is on a major street. We are on the backside. If we get where we're looking at, we're on the backside of the building, which puts us in a much better position to not have kids run into the street like previously.
Yeah, but I don't want to know how far they can run and whether or not they realize what corners are.
We need elopement locks, and the locks on the building are not ADA locks, which is problematic for a group like ours. And there are some other safety issues that we would like to address just for the heck of addressing. However, you knew there was a however coming. The elopement locks are first before anything else. I think it'll be nice not to have to like block the freaking doors, won't it?
I mean, yes, and it would be nice to know we won't have such thing as maybe roadkill children. Because that would be bad.
Right.
That would be extra bad.
For people who haven't been following the saga of Autistic Wings, our old studio space was literally right on Academy Boulevard here in Colorado Springs, which is one of the main north-south thoroughfares. In fact, it's Academy, Powers, Nevada, Union, and 25 are the only ones who go all the way north-south. And Nevada and Union and kind of do weird things, so they're not as straight as Academy and Powers and 25. So yeah, right by the 6-lane road, and we had to physically sit in front of doors to make sure our dancers didn't elope. The elopers, we're going to get elopement locks. They will be, if you're wanting to help, description below. We've got an Amazon wish list. You can buy it and it'll come straight to the studio, right, Leta?
I mean, yes, bean bags.
We're also your hand. She's like, I am freezing. It is freezing here today, mother. But yeah, like the beanbags are on the wish list. That's all going to be in the description below. And we will have a link to the fundraiser in the description below, because we were not expecting to make this move, and it's going to cost us between $20,000 to $40,000 to make this move this year, including getting stuff like a desk and a chair for me so that I can work at this studio while, you know, the classes are going on and do all the office work, getting beanbag chairs for you, getting sofas and stuff for our parents to sit on, all that fun jazz. But the mirrors, the flooring, the bars, and all that come first. And nothing, I want to make this very clear. This is a short-term solution. It's going to be maybe 3 to 6 years that we're here. Nothing is going to be tacked down so that we can move everything with us to the next space we have. And the next one, we are purchasing our own space, right, Leta?
I mean, yes. A surprise if we purchase, that means
bigger part, we don't have to worry about getting kicked out of a space if we own the building. And that later this year, we are going to re-up the program for buy a tile. We're going to re-up the program for the Capitol. We just need to get in and get situated in this space, see if we can raise enough monthly donations to get the space next to us so that the pre-pro program and the adult programming has their own space and we can expand how much we're doing in the evening. And then the other thing is this space, we're not going to be able to do as much daytime as we'd like. If we own our own space, we own the parking lot, we own everything around it, we can have our own daytime programming, which I think we're all looking forward to having our own daytime programming. Plus, we're about 3 years from wanting to start our professional program. And if we have our own space, we have more room for the professional guys, right, Leta?
Yes, also me freezing.
You are freezing. It is freezing here in Colorado Springs. Finally, the winter temperatures have come in.
I'm
And it's
freezing.
like
In our
we're getting a
basement.
dusting of snow every single morning. Anywho's, we cannot wait to share even more news with you on the new studio. Once we have that signed lease and we're in there, we will take pictures. It will be on Autistic Wings socials. It'll be on Leta's socials. It'll be on this podcast social. If you're interested, if you are a business or know a business nationally or locally here in Colorado Springs who would like to help out, we're going to have a sponsorship wall in the studio. We're going to have a little place where you can put like brochures or pamphlets, or if you're like a restaurant, you know, the wonderful coupons to get people in your first time. The golf tournament is the 24th of April. We're looking for sponsors. The first official sponsor of Autistic Wings Golf Tournament is, do you know who our first official sponsor is, Leta?
Ourselves? Ourselves? Our
technically.
freaking ever-loving self. Did we even count this if it's freaking us?
This Tap Styles
that-
and My Autistic Life does count.
It's still the same people, though.
Financially, it's not. You and I get
Why? I'm confused. Why?
legally and financially.
What?
Explain why. Am I okay explain? No, legally and financially, the podcast is its own entity. It's owned by you and I. It is its own separate entity. The studio is a 501c3 nonprofit where people can get tax breaks for donating. We have financially supported it as a family quite a lot over the last couple years. This year, we are going to be doing small sponsorships of the Leta's Tap Challenge or Leta's The Wing Challenge. Insert video of the wing challenge here probably somewhere. But we'll repost it, especially when we get in. Wing challenge is going year round. Do your wings. Yay. Blah, blah, blah. All that fun stuff. I will link to what that challenge is in the comments below if you're interested in joining the Wings Challenge. It was not just for Colorado Gives Day. If you are in the Colorado Springs area on February 3rd, PF Chang's is doing a fundraiser. That's the PF Chang's off Briargate up near, what's all up there? I know the papercraft place is up there, the Barnes & Noble's papercraft place. It's a whole bunch of stuff right there. It's like over by the Focus on the Family campus off Briargate. Anyways, they're hosting a fundraiser for Autistic Wings. Thank you guys so much. They reached out to us and went, hey, can we do that? 10% of what you buy, as long as you take in a digital copy or a printed copy of our flyer and say, hey, I'm with Autistic Wings. 10% of everything you buy will go towards us. We are very appreciative of that. Like we said, Swings for Wings from Autistic Wings is coming out, or is April 24th. We're looking for businesses to support that. We're looking for sponsorship for the studio itself because it costs a lot of money to run an autistic program. And we are a nonprofit. Do we ever turn kids away because they cannot pay the outrageous amount of money it costs us?
No, that would be no. I'm not going to hell for being jerky to a child. I'm not going to hell for being jerky to a child. I'm pretty sure that's on the list of reasons to go to hell.
Our cost per hour is going down dramatically with this move. It will not be $1,500 a month, but it's still going to be like $500 because we can't have daytime classes due to parking issues at the new location. But it was one of those new location, need it now. So we are instituting which we probably should have done from the beginning, scalable tuition, where you may not be paying the entire tuition that's going up on the website by the time this posts yesterday. And I have a funny feeling parents are going to be calling going, oh my God, I can't pay. We're not turning it away, but we need people to help donate monthly so that we can keep our costs down, all that fun jazz. Anything else you'd like to say, Leta, before we sign off today?
I am still confused how I got here. Okay, bye.
It's like, I'm still confused as to how I got here. Yeah. If you are not following us on Facebook, if you're not part of the Facebook group or page, go follow us over there. You're going to hear where we have a Facebook page.
We have a Facebook page.
The podcast, Leta's Tap Styles, has a Facebook page.
I did not know this.
Anyways, I'm losing the Lego I'm using as a fidget toy. I dropped it on the floor. Do you allow our child to be autistic? Me in the middle of a podcast? Of course I do, as I'm dropping the Lego I have turned into a fidget toy. Go over, check us out on Facebook, and join the community over there. You can always comment, all that fun jazz. If we are on any podcast, you're going to find it over there first. And you and I have been doing a lot more interviews. We'll put all that in the description below. Have an amazing Tap Tuesday. We'll see everyone Friday for Friends Friday. Bye.
Bye, Derpy Pitbull.
Hello, thank you for watching the podcast, and please subscribe, and also look at the adorable paper. So if you want to subscribe for it, and also please leave a like, and don't forget, if you subscribe to us, that you won't miss any of our new podcast feeds. And also, did you see the adorable paper? Don't you like it?